Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you another video. I figured I'd do a therapy session because it's just a lot. It's a lot happening. It's just one of those situations where you just feel like you're under spiritual attack. Just like I've been telling you guys for the last couple of weeks or months or so. Ever since I had that T-Mobile situation, I was stressing out near the end of the year. It just seems like pretty much I've been dealing with stuff left and right. One thing after another. It's just more and more stuff. So right now, at this very second, I'm trying to do laundry after finding out that the machine was broken about a week ago. I, of course, took it upon myself to let the company know that the machines were broken. They said they were going to do a work order for it. Still hasn't been done. So I finally got up this morning after running through all of my clothes and decided to hand wash everything since the dryers are working, so I could do that. So I put the laundry in the tub, did everything I had to do, got the first load out the way. Dryer gave me no problem. So I go in to put the second load in. I pay the same dryer that I just used, and I decided I'm going to split up the second load into two dryers because it was heavier stuff than the first load. So I'm like, I'm going to use both dryers. I pay the one that I just used. Pay it. It is no problem. It just worked. Press the button. It starts. No problem. Cool. Nothing's wrong. And, you know, I checked the other one that I had already put in and found out that it wasn't quite done. So I added some more time to that one, etc. When I come back to the machine, the door is open. I guess the load on the bigger machine had kicked the door open. I guess whatever happened, it pushed the door open, or somebody came in and opened it and left it alone. I don't think that happened, but those are the options that could have happened there. And it ran the time all the way down to 15 minutes. From 72 minutes, because that's what I needed it, to 15 minutes when I went back in there and realized that it happened. So that right there, time and money lost. Fine. Pour some more money in there. Pour some more money in there, of course, because that was my mistake. I should have made sure the door was closed. Should have came back and checked it, whatever. Put some more money in there. Turns on, no problem. Finished. Started the process of that load. All right, it was just a little quick 15 minutes to finish off what was already there. Because when I got there, the door was open, but it was 15 minutes left on it. Cool. Close it. 15 minutes, and then what I'll do is take what's out of this one, put it in that one when that one's finished. All this is working out. So I go back in there. Cool, the 15 minutes had passed. The other one had just finished, synchronized, you know, the way it was supposed to. I go to put everything in the machine that needed to go in the machine, and I go to press start, and it doesn't turn on. Now, mind you, it's already been paid. So what I do is say, forget it. Let me take everything out of the machine that I just paid, put it back in the other machine that I know is working, that had the door open, right? Because this machine now that just worked isn't working, and the other machine had the 15 minutes left. So, okay, fine. Let's just put everything back in this one. Lost more money. Lost more money. Fine. Lost more money. Okay, that's cool. So I go to put everything in this machine. And of course, that machine was not working. So what I saw in regards to that machine when I paid it was the smarts in my head was like, all right, the clock is running, but the machine won't start. So the best thing I can do, since I know it just worked, is to pull the plug out of the machine. That way it'll conserve the time that I've paid for no reason. For no reason. Just because I know I paid for that, so somebody should be able to get that for free because that thing is turning on as it sees fit. So let's not let it dissipate, even if it's somebody else. Let's conserve the time. Best decision I ever did. Why? When I went back to the machine that was open, it wasn't open. It had run all its time out and didn't get hot for 72 minutes. The machine that was working, the other machine that had the 15 minutes with the door open, now didn't want to get hot. I'm telling you, it's getting crazy around here. But because I pulled the plug on the other machine that refused to work, I was able to see if that had actually worked for me, and it did. So I took everything out of that one, put it back in the machine that initially wouldn't work. It started with the 40 minutes conserved on it. And then all I had to do was add another 15, 20 minutes to that one, and hopefully it'll stay hot. work like it did the initial first time. So I hope I explained all that right. Basically, I done spent like $5 on a machine that didn't work for no reason. Hand washed all my clothes because the other machines didn't work, just to find out that all the machines did everything it needed to do to make this 2-hour process about a 6-hour process. And my fridge still isn't here. Been waiting 3 weeks for that. And they cut off my EBT for no reason again. I think that was probably an error, but I've been trying to call them and reach them. No answer, nothing. And, you know, I bought myself some groceries yesterday. And since I told you guys all about Amazon making it so that anytime you order from them now, it's not free. Even if you have EBT, you better have some real cash or they're not bringing nothing to you. Okay, that's fine. But for whatever reason, when I went to purchase everything I purchased, it's one of those situations where it didn't bring me my apples. So I'm living without apples right now. That's a big deal for my type of diet, given that I've had some dietary issues lately, some very serious ones as a matter of fact. So diet is so very important for me, diet and exercise. And unfortunately, without the apples, I'm gonna have to deal with that adjustment just like I have to deal with everything else in regards to the adjustment to not having the fridge. So it's just a spiritual attack, man. Then I got a situation with my homegirl. She's went ghost on me. I guess she's got some stuff going on in her life, but she's not communicating with me. So I don't know if it's something that I did or she did. Just gone ghost for no reason. You know, it's one of those situations where it's like, I've been praying a great deal about all of the different things that I've been dealing with. And, you know, I just feel like that is yet another one of them things that's supposed to just further pile it on. You know what I mean? And so for me, I'm just sitting here like, I'm getting kicked around pretty good right now, and I'm still very positive, still doing the Laker videos, still doing my art, you know, still doing what I have to do to adjust. But I just wanted to acknowledge that it's been a lot. It's been a lot over the last couple months, and this week has been a lot too. And I'm still waiting on them to send me my information on my court date for this apartment situation. I haven't seen anything in the mail yet, but I've been going every day to the mailbox like I'm supposed to. So I'm doing what I got to do, man. Of course, I told you about the Apple Music app giving me more and more trouble. So I've been trying to make a playlist, but they've made it almost impossible to now work that way. It's like when you figure it out, they figure out, you figure it out and make it harder. That's what I think has happened to me since I'm so high profile. And I've made over 600 playlists without being an Apple iPhone user. They've made it so that everything that I've figured out how to do to make the life easier for myself, they just made it more difficult. It takes longer to add songs, take longer to reset. If you reset, you may not be able to add songs. There's just so many different avenues that they create on purpose for Samsung users to not be able to have a good experience using their app. And I think Samsung is on board with that because, of course, they want you to use their app for music. So it's like, yeah, Apple, you can go ahead and screw over our users because then that'll funnel them to us. So it's like, for me, as a person who's a creative who wants all of that out of the way so I can just enjoy my life, that feels like yet another attack that's trying to keep me from being able to do what it is I do creatively. So it's just a lot of things trying to make me hate my life right now. It's a lot of things, and it's not really working. I'm actually feeling pretty good. Enjoying my Laker channel, you know what I mean? Being able to give you guys as much content as I can. And, you know, more music will be dropping tonight on Apple Music, of course. So I will do my best to try to gather as much as I can and turn yet another 1 hour process for me into like 7 hours. It takes almost 7 hours to complete a playlist, get all the music together, and deal with the app's nonsense. It legitimately takes that long now. And I can knock those things out in a very quick amount of time if I had the proper equipment. So that's just where it is, man. I'm just enduring, and it just seems like life is piling on heavier and heavier all at the same time, pretty much out of nowhere. Stuff is breaking, I gotta adjust to that. Body's tripping, all kinds of stuff, gotta adjust to that. Food, can't eat, gotta adjust to that. People acting funny, gotta adjust to that. And it's just like, man, I don't think this is the right time for me to have people problems. You know what I mean? People ghosting on you and stuff. This is not the time for that. But at the same time, it's like, what do you do? You know, do you go to somebody and say, look, you're putting a strain on me by being absent? All they're going to tell you is, so what? Get over it and be absent. So that's just essentially what I'm telling myself. Get over it and be absent. So, you know, it's one of those situations where it's like you hate it that it puts a strain on you because I'm like that. I go ghost people. That's one of the reasons why I think this is happening to me, because I've done that my whole life. But I also have to remind myself that I do those things because of mental health concerns. You know what I mean? I do those things because, not because I don't like people or because I'm an awful human. It's because these anxieties get the best of me. So if anything, knowing that the lack of communication doesn't allow people to know what's going on. And so I guess I'm getting a taste of my own medicine because I tend not to do that. But again, it's almost like being punished for something you don't intend to do wrong. But whatever. I just think that's what the universe is doing to me. And by way of the situation, so just got to deal with it, man. It's like everything else I got to deal with. I got to adjust. And so I've been doing a lot of praying, unfortunately, the nights. I ain't been sleeping too much, daytime. I've been wanting to lay down since I've been lightheaded with this dietary issue. But it's just like, you know, I did what I could in regards to trying to get to a doctor. I applied for Medicare, and now I'm waiting for them to respond to me. As soon as I'm able to, I'll go check out what has to be done and just address whatever's going on with my health. But it ain't good. I ain't gonna front. It ain't good. But I ain't worried. At the same time, it's like, if this is something very serious and I'm out, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to anybody when I tell you it ain't a whole lot going on anyway. It ain't. That's one of the reasons I've been kind of just not really responding as urgently as I should to my health concerns. Because to be honest with you, I just don't feel like it's a whole lot to salvage. It's not a whole lot to salvage. I'm by myself. I'm self-motivated. I'm doing everything. I'm not after anything as it pertains to a certain level of success. So what exactly am I doing? You know what I mean? All my mom is gone. Most of my friends doing their own thing. They got their families. I'm happy for them. I don't want to intervene with their lives. You know, like I said, the people that I do like being around, for some reason, they ghost me. So it's like, what can I do? What can I do but appreciate that I'm still alive, still capable of doing what it is that I do here, and just continue to do it to no avail for no reason, man. That's what I've been doing. You know what I mean? A lot of people are aiming for something. I'm not aiming for something. I'm just trying to cope. That's it. That's all I'm ever able to do. That's all I'm ever trying to do, rather. So, you know, I would like for some of these troubles to kind of just go away. You know what I mean? But that's not how this works. You got to go out there and make things happen, and that's where my mind gets in the way. So I continue to endure the blowback that comes with that. And so I don't blame anybody for not wanting to be in my life either. I tell you the truth. I don't think that misery is something that should be shared with others. And not right now, I'm miserable and probably need a lot more than what a person can give me right now. You know what I mean? So it's just like, all right, find your way, and you know, I'll cope with myself. That's what I tell my buddy there. Find your way, I'll cope with myself. And so that's what I've been trying to do, is try not to give her any of the energy that otherwise comes with what it is that I'm dealing with. And so, and that's another thing. If I'm busy enough, you're not thinking about who's not around. You'll be happy to reconvene with them and tell them how busy you've been, just like you've been as busy as them. But right now, all I'm doing is getting beat up by life. That's all that's going on. And so that's just yet another one of them punches. I don't know what to tell you. But that's it, man. I just wanted to vent. I'm not particularly in a bad mood. Hopefully my laundry will finally get warm. Well, laundry. The clothes will finally get dry. And one half of it is done, right? That's the good thing about it. All of the most important stuff that needed to be washed is already clean and dry. It's just the sheets and the towels and stuff. So your boy is just going to see if these next hour or so will dry my towels. If not, then we will try another way. Hopefully no storm comes if I have to air dry everything outside. But whatever. It is what it is, man. I ask you to pray for everybody. And if you pray for everybody, they'll land on me. So I never worry about asking people to pray for me. I pray for all of us. So I ain't worried too much about that. At the end of the day, man, I just want people to know what I'm up to. That's it. I want people to take from me a good example. I'm not throwing stuff around the house just because things aren't working. I've adjusted. You know, that's it. Fridge doesn't work. Canned goods, breads, stuff like that, oatmeals, things like that. You know, don't have my apples, cool. Double down on more water. You know, that's what we can do. You just deal with what you can deal with, and adjust where you can. If you don't have the anxiety I have, go out the house, get what you need, that kind of thing. Don't stay in the house like me. I'm like this for a very specific reason, and it ain't something I enjoy or choose. It's just how the head is wired, and I'd love for it to change. So that's what this channel's about, man. It's about coping with that, helping people understand that, and then from there, doing something about it. So here I am, BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. Out.